Michael, hot on the heels of Saturday's 4-2 win, a new deal for George Lloyd. Tell me the thinking of behind the move.
Well, he's a young player we've got high thoughts of, highly regarded, come through the system, and obviously being one of the younger ones, just trying to bring him into a bit more in line with what other players are. So it's trying to protect your assets, essentially. That's the thinking behind it.
And getting that deal, is that something that was on the cards before the season started, or is that something that he's earned from returning for pre-season and up until last weekend?
It's something he's earned in 12 months since I've been here. He's had a good upward curve of development. He's been out and learnt, came back at the back end of last season, done well, and he started this season all right as well. He hasn't scored a goal yet, but it's the signs of, at the age that he is, it's the development curve. And at the minute, he's still on an upward trajectory. So that's the key.
And in terms of selection, obviously he's had opportunities in the first team this year. How close is he to sort of really knocking on that door? Is it a difficult decision of what to do with him each week?
Yeah, well, I think we had 4 centre forwards on the bench on Saturday. And he started a couple of games. He did well against Exeter on the Tuesday night. So it's not a case of is he ready yet. We think he's ready. It's just whether it's the right time, right game to pick him or not, because 6 centre forwards at the minute, so he only played 2.
Yeah. Obviously, you go to Salford this weekend, and it's sort of, I suppose, deja vu again in terms of looking for an away performance and an away result off the back of a home victory. Is there anything different you can say to the players, or is it a case of saying the same sorts of things and hoping that it goes in and they can put it into practice?
I think it's a bit more work than just hope. There's been a lot of work gone in. The players are the same. So there's been work done, and to be honest, I'd take a performance rather than a result at the minute. We don't look like having a performance away from home. Now people might say that might sound stupid, but I want us to play the way we play. We've gone away from home and we've asked them to do the same things, but they've not done what we've asked them to do. So I'd rather get beat trying to play the way we play at the minute than go away from home and sort of try and hang on and try not to get beat. I want to go and get the ball, move the ball, and do what we're good at, and then hopefully that in turn delivers a performance which delivers a result off the back of it. So I think that's the key. It's having the bravery to take the ball, not dropping out into certain positions then whacking it, because that's no good for nothing. We don't win the game, we don't keep a clean sheet, and we don't look like a threat. So that's and there's a big mental side to it as well. But I thought we got rid of our away record on Tuesday night at Slimbridge. So I think we're fine. Absolutely.
And Alex Addoy scored a couple of goals that night. So how good is that in terms of his return to fitness and just sort of back in the groove?
Well, 3 goals in 2 games against different types of opposition. Alex needed minutes. He was short of minutes. He hadn't played a 90 until pre-season. So that's why he played in the game. No other reason other than that. That's why he came off to 70 minutes, because we didn't, going into Saturday, there's a chance he might play on Saturday. So, and it was good because it's difficult to come from where he did. He's come on in the league and scored, and then he's got to go and play with Respect Slimbridge with pretty much youth team players. But his attitude was top class, and he got results for his hard work and his endeavour.
Salford obviously have come into the league. What have you made of their start so far?
I think Grezza will be slightly frustrated. They've been obviously hard to beat, but drawing 5 on the spin. I think they've drawn 5 on the spin, so they'll reflect him. They'll be well organised. They're physical, and they are a threat. They've got some good players in the top end of the pitch, but the organisation proves that they're difficult to beat. So I'm sure it'll be an interesting game. Supporters, it's a new ground for them to go to, and it is a team on the up, no doubt about that. You look at their trajectory in the last 6-7 years, and it's difficult to keep it going and keep it going and keep it going. But Grez had done well last year, got them up again at the first time of asking. So it's make no mistake, it's going to be a tough game.
And as well as them being difficult to beat, does the 5 draws also show you how difficult it is to get wins in League Two?
Well, I tell our players that all the time. It's not easy to win a game of football. To win a game of football, a lot of people need to turn up and deliver, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck. and it's blood, sweat and tears added with quality. So it's not, supporters might think, there's a lot of work goes into winning a game of football during the week and on a Saturday. So it is tough. We need to go and win away from home. That's the key.
Injuries, obviously, you've had nearly a spine of the team out in recent weeks. Are any of those players who have been on the sidelines getting closer now?
I think Matt Sheaf will be closer. I don't think he'll be ready to start, but he might be available. They're all a week closer. No one's ready to come back in yet, but it's good news as regards to they're all getting a little bit closer, because like I said, we've had a lot of injuries. I think 4 or 5, and I've not managed to name the same team back to back yet as well, which is frustrating. But on a positive, you're still competing with what you consider first team players out.
And as you said, you've got all those strikers on the bench. I mean, the bench has almost been a goalkeeper plus strikers of the last couple of games, hasn't it? Does that sort of, how much flexibility does that give you if you need to chase the game, which obviously you don't want to be doing, but if you have to?
Well, it's needs must. It's the only fit people we've had, really. It's good to have different options to come off the bench and affect the game. It's slightly different if you get 3 defenders get injured, because then you are struggling. But we'll hopefully have a bench strong enough and to cover all bases. We've got players that are adaptable, that can play 2 or 3 positions. And like you said, we've got different types. You've got Alex, who's small and quick. You've got Tav, who's a bit of everything. Jonty's tall and quick. So that's, and then Lloydie's bit of everything again. So it's up to the staff to pick the right player from the start, and if we need to chase the game, pick the right one to affect the game properly as we want it.
And if you can start picking up results away from home, what could this team do?
Well, that's the key. Is we've scored 12 goals in 4 games at home. I think we've taken 10 points at home from 4 games, but it is a conundrum. It's a strange phenomenon. I've never seen anything like it, really. Such a disparity between home and away with the same group of players playing the same formation. But if we can start winning away, the key is you've got to keep winning at home. Ultimately, you want to pick points up. That's all we're trying to do, to pick up as many points as you can. Ideally, you pick them at home and away, but if you were to get 70 points all at home, then you take them. It's a points collection. It's not a home and away thing. But contradiction is we would like to start picking up a few more away wins.
You agree, you just want all points everywhere, don't you?
Yeah.